My great appreciation is for people who actually try and do something rather than tell you how to do it. This is Dr. Johnson of LampSight. And rather than telling you how to prevent, he's actually doing it himself. And he went from minus 6.5 diopters to essentially 0 diopters, or passing the DMV, which to me is an incredible success. And once I get the DMV, I stop wearing minus lens. So here is what Dr. Johnson is doing with a Snellen. And, well, listen to what he has to say. Now, to change the eye to get to 20/20, he had to change the eye's power by 10%, 60 diopters. So it had changed by 6 diopters, or length of 6 diopters, depending how you say it. That's incredible. And I'm only looking for a change of about 1 diopter for myself to get to 20/20. So here is the video, if it works. I'll let this play through LampSight, the logo. Dr. Johnson's incredible success, passing the 20/40 line. So LampSight. Okay, there his logo. Listen to the whole thing. So here we go. Yes, 20/40 is using a minus 1.5. This is a retinoscope technique to move a lens back and forth. That's classic. He uses a quarter diopter plus add for this effect. And there's LampSight. Now, both Dr. Johnson and I have almost a religious dedication for lifetime prevention. Never become myopic. Never enter nearsightedness. With your own knowledge, wisdom, and persistence. And unfortunately, that's hard to develop in a person. Or more exactly, the person must develop that knowledge and persistence in himself. So please watch Dr. Johnson's original video of this. Now, I've never run a study as an engineer, unless it's an engineering study. And I would expect a person to be able to use a retinoscope. So he knows what this is and how to get a null from a retinoscope and how you measure the refractive states of all eyes other than your own. For your own, you need to use a Snellen and test lenses. So I'm afraid that most people want a magic potion. They want a magic solution. So you drink this liquid and you got 20/20. To me, that is the minus lens. It always works. Everybody loves it and thinks there's no adverse effect from that minus lens. If you believe in scientific truth, there's a great deal of evidence that the minus lens is adverse in terms of a solution when you're at 20/40. Certainly, I agree it's an emergency. And if you don't know any better, then it's a minus lens. But medicine totally ignores all adverse evidence because it's not comfortable to talk about it. So Dr. Johnson went from minus 6.5 to essentially 0 diopters, or slightly negative. And he's doing what I'm doing. 2050, hold up a minus lens, that will give you 2020. But he doesn't need 2020. It's just nice to demonstrate. Now for myself, that's where I started wearing a plus lens for close work, because I do a massive amount of close work. And most of my close work is reading at 10 inches or minus 4 diopters. So I use a plus 4 to completely neutralize that situation. So my refractive state changed from about -1 to +0.5, or I always say better than 2020, meaning I could read the 2020 line through a +0.5 diopter lens. And I've been doing this for 15 years. And this was because of the knowledge of Jacob Rafelson, who helped his own children with prevention. Of course, the effect of prevention is never become myopic. You never enter nearsightedness. But for most people, that's not counted as the success as it actually is. How you inspire a person to be intelligent enough to understand this is beyond my capability. I can't do it for you. If you want a magic potion, that is Jake Steiner and his active focus. By all means, use active focus and a Snellen. Except nobody looks at a Snellen. So they say, well, yes, I've improved because I looked at the stop sign and it looked sharper. That type of mindless verification. No, if you want verification, use a Snellen. Are you reading 2040, 2030? Do active focus, and then get to 2020. Anything, and I need a professional expertise, engineering expertise. So you make the measurement yourself. And that could be a retinoscope, except you can't measure yourself with a retinoscope. Or you actually measure, as an engineer, your refractive status, because that's how you're going to be successful or not successful. Only Todd Becker actually did it. Everybody else wants some sort of magic potion, and then you give up. There's no solution that way. It's an engineering scientific solution, but you don't like what I'm doing. You don't like looking at Snellen. You don't like using test lenses. You don't want anything. You want that magic medical potion. That's just the way it is. So if you have any commentary, and by all means, add it. Dr. Jansen's success as an optometrist. 4 years in optometry school, minus 6.5, and he certainly measured that. And finally measuring 2040 and passing the 2040 line. The only slight difference is I quit wearing a minus lens when it's 2040 and wear a plus for near, and to prevent myself from getting back into myopia. And that's the essence of engineering scientific mind. So add your own commentary. If you think you have some magic solution, if you want to use Jake Steiner's active focus, at least use a Snellen. Good heavens. Otherwise, you're kidding yourself. And most of us do it exactly that way. We kid ourselves. Never look at science, facts, nothing. So Dr. Johnson is a leader in what he's doing. Ideas, we all should have them, but he actually does it. Add your own commentary, and thank you.